like, would you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Welcome. On behalf of President Fisher, I'd like to welcome each of you to CSI. And for the 36 of you, 30-some who are present, I know there's over 200 and some who are watching via YouTube right now. So even though you couldn't be here in person, we would like to welcome you as well. It's unfortunate that for the last 2 semesters, we have not been able to have a graduation ceremony due to COVID. And so I'm thrilled to be able to once again undertake this endeavor and have our ceremony for our graduates. If you watch the national media and how officers are portrayed across the nation, there's a lot going on and a lot to be attentive to. And for a lot of agencies, they're having a hard time filling or keeping positions, finding officers who want to step forward and make that calling. So I couldn't be more thrilled with this graduating class of 16 officers in this tumultuous time who stepped forward and said, you know, for my generation, I will step forward and be the voice. I will step in that gap. And for all 16 of them, I couldn't be more proud. This is the largest class we've had for many years. And so I was a little tenacious about what the prospect was going to be with 16 students. But I have to tell you that this was one of the easiest academies we've ever had. They came together as a team early, they worked together, helped each other, and they strove for excellence. So to this class, please give them a round of applause. Speaking of communities, I would like to introduce our guest speaker for the evening. He is the Chief of Police of Twin Falls. I've known Chief Kingsbury for many years, and we've worked together on a lot of different things. And I can tell you, he takes the safety and security of this community as one of the most serious things that he does. And so, Chief Kingsbury, would you please come forward?
Thank you, Rob. Welcome, everyone. And first off, congratulations, officers and deputies. This is going to be a great night for you to celebrate your achievement and your hard work over the last semester. As Rob stated, this is an interesting time in American policing. I was thinking as I was walking in here tonight that this month, 29 years ago, I graduated from the police academy myself. A lot has changed since then. I had more hair back then. I weighed a lot less pounds. I wasn't any taller, though. But to the family members out here, the loved ones supporting your officers, I want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing them the time to spend here at the Academy at CSI, and thank you for allowing them to dedicate their life to one of service. In policing, we talk about some basic principles. And I'm going to read some of these principles to you, and I want you to think about them. And to the graduates, I would ask you to always remember these basic principles. Number 1, the basic mission for which the police exist is to prevent crime and disorder. Number 2, the ability of the police to perform their duties is dependent upon public approval of police actions. Number 3, police must secure the willing cooperation of the public in voluntary observance of the law to be able to secure and maintain the respect of the public. Number 4, the degree of cooperation of the public that can be secured diminishes proportionately to the necessity of the use of physical force. Number 5, police seek and preserve public favor, not by catering to the public opinion, but by constantly demonstrating absolute impartial service to the law. Number 6, police use physical force to the extent necessary to secure observance of the law or to restore order only when the exercise of persuasion, advice, and warning is found to be insufficient. Number 7, police at all times should maintain a relationship with the public that gives reality to the historic tradition that the police are the public and the public are the police. The police being only members of the public who are paid to give full-time attention to duties which are incumbent on every citizen in the interest of community welfare and existence. Number 8, police should always direct their actions strictly towards the function and never appear to usurp the power of the judiciary. And number 9, the test of police efficiency is the absence of crime and disorder, not the visible evidence of police action in dealing with it. As I watch the national news, as I talk to people within our communities here in this great state of Idaho, I realize that we are blessed to work and to police communities in which we are truly policing our neighbors. So to you graduates, I would remind you that you will begin a career of policing your neighbors. Not us versus them. We are policing our neighbors. These 9 principles that I just read apply today all across this country. But I tell you that these were written in the 19th century by Sir Robert Peel, as he and his team formed the first actual organized police force with the London Metropolitan Police. But if you didn't know that, you would have thought they were written last week. These 9 principles still apply. And my favorite gets up to number 7, when the police are the public and the public are the police. Behind me, we have men and women from different walks of life, different backgrounds, both genders, different ages, different ethnicities and races. People who came to the College of Southern Idaho, some on their own volition, and some as employees with area law enforcement officers. I'm proud as the chief of Twin Falls to have 2 members graduating this evening. To those members that are looking for a job, I tell you we have openings. We're taking applications. But I would also tell you this, that this uniform that we wear, regardless of whether we wear a star, a badge, or a shield, the symbolism in this uniform is still great. For this uniform and the symbols that go with it are about the preservation of peace and the safety of the communities in which we police, all throughout the Magic Valley and all throughout this great state of Idaho. I'm lucky to work here with the Twin Falls City Police Department, but we have great police leaders and great police officers, sheriff's deputies, state troopers that also serve throughout this region. And when you look at a police uniform, and to you as graduates, as you put on your uniform each and every day when you go to work, I'd like to point out 3 symbols that are on these uniforms. The first one I made mention of, it's the badge. And again, whether it's a shield, a star, or a oval, either way, that's a symbol of law enforcement. That serves symbolically as that shield that way back in the days of the Roman Empire, they held that shield up in front of their heart to protect themselves as they went into battle. Just as you will wear that shield as you go into battle. But sometimes that battle is not battle as in the words battle, but rather into service. but that shield will be there over your heart to protect you as you go out and do good. The other part of the uniform is the patch on the sleeves. On my shoulder, I wear the patch of the great City of Twin Falls Police Department and all the history that goes with it. Last month, on April 8th, the Twin Falls Police Department celebrated our 114th year of service. I was not here when we started. Sometimes it seems that way. But our organization has been protecting and serving this community for 114 years. Many great men and women have come way before me and kept this community safe and helped to build this community up to what it is today. And many great men and women will come after me and after I am gone. And as the two members of our agency that are graduating this evening, they will join this great family that is the Twin Falls Police Department. And that shoulder patch that they wear is not only representative of them personally, but of the organization and the institution that is the City of Twin Falls. To which I would tell our other family members up here on this stage, the patch that you wear also stands for the communities that you serve, whether it's the Twin Falls County Sheriff's Office, the Jerome County Sheriff's Office, the Buell Police Department, Cassia County, and the many others that we serve with each and every day. But as we have family members here, I tell you that the most important symbol on this uniform is the nameplate. I would remind you as graduates that that nameplate is that most important symbol. And you may ask yourself, well, why? Why is it more important than the shield and the symbol of authority or the patch and the tradition of the organization and the community that I serve? Well, here's what I'll tell you. That nameplate is representative of you and your family. We have parents out here in the audience. We have spouses and brothers and sisters and family members watching on YouTube tonight. That nameplate that each of these officers will wear above their right breast pocket represents you. It represents their family and their history. And one thing I like to tell newer officers to this profession is this: you never want to see your name on the front page of the newspaper for a negative action, right? You don't want to disgrace that name. This is a profession of honor, and this is a profession of privilege. And it is our honor and privilege to be able to serve all of you. But I can tell you, after 31 years of wearing a badge, if I were to disgrace that name that is on my nameplate, my mom would not be very happy with me, and she would still call me and let me know. So graduates, remember that as you go out and do good and protect and serve. But also remember that you're representing your organization, our fine profession, and your family and your lineage. So with that, I offer you congratulations and ask that you go out and do good and be safe. Thank you and God bless.
Our next speaker was selected by his peers to be our class president. That's no easy feat because there are so many talented students in this group, and so we actually had to repeat the election over and over and over until they finally settled on one class president. I'd like to introduce Deputy Josh Pearson, who was selected as class president. Josh?
Thank you, Mr. Storm, and thank you, class, for volunteering me for this wonderful opportunity. Hopefully I don't disappoint. All right. Good evening. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to all friends, family, loved ones, and agency representatives. For those of you unable to be here tonight in person, thank you for still showing your support by watching our graduation this evening. And also a big thank you to the College of Southern Idaho for making that possible. for those unable to be here due to COVID concerns, but still being able to be part of this very special day. We thank you for that. And first off, from our class, a big thank you to all of the instructors who took their time to impart their knowledge and share their expertise on all the topics that we went through this semester. Thank you to Mr. Storm for your dedication and your hard work towards us. We'll do our very best to make sure your efforts to produce quality law enforcement officers is not done in vain. I don't think any of us can walk up or run up a ramp without thinking about ethics, honor, duty. And thank you to Jamie Reed. She does so much for the class and for the entire law enforcement program here at CSI that goes unnoticed and that is done behind the scenes. Jamie, you did not go unnoticed to us, so thank you very much. First of all, congratulations. We made it. We did it. This has been a very successful semester. This has been a great learning experience, and every one of us is now better for it. We're entering, just like Chief Kingsbury mentioned, we're entering a profession at a time that many of our good deeds will end up going unnoticed. And some of those good deeds will even be scrutinized. It speaks volumes that even with these uncertain times, we have this group of men and women willing to do good on others' behalf and pick up the mantle of law enforcement today. So, to my classmates, I say thank you. So we had a very quite enjoyable time this past semester. We were forced to get really close and personal from the get-go with Archon. They're laughing already at me. And we never really looked back since. I don't have enough time to talk about all the things that we were able to do, but I'll do my best to touch on some of the more important ones. As I've already mentioned, we started out this semester with Archon, which is also referred to as defensive tactics and ground fighting. We didn't know each other. We had been in the class maybe about a week. We all enter in the mat room and we're told, everybody get a partner. One of you lay on the ground on your back, the other partner get on top of them just like this, and he demonstrates it. We all shut our mouths. We look around at each other, and in our minds, I can picture it. We're all saying, you want us to do what? I don't know this person. But I don't think we'll ever forget the ripped pants, the exhausted and painful muscles that came along with that. But along with those pains, we also came away with a sense of confidence and basic understanding of how to physically defend ourselves and to keep ourselves safe. The dreaded law week. Pretty sure the general consensus of the class was not very excited to be sitting in a desk for an entire week listening to some boring lawyer talk to us about legal terms and the law. Oh, how wrong we were. This was probably one of the most enjoyable weeks of the entire semester. There was lots to learn that week, but not all of it was about the law. I highly doubt any of us will look at chickens and Pez dispensers the same way ever again. But Law Week was great. It gave us a great base on which we could begin building with the rest of the knowledge that we were gaining that semester. All right, to the class. By show of hands, how many of you will willingly go through TASER and OC again? Those that have their hands up are lying to you. Those that aren't raising their hands, I agree. That was a lot of fun to watch, not a lot of fun to participate in. It was a lot of fun. Some did better than others, and that is okay. I won't say any names, but her initials are Bailey Kemp. It was a great experience, and to know that it was just a little bit of pain, and that we were able to fight our way through it and achieve the goal at the end. I think firearms was probably the most looked forward to topic of the entire semester. It's not every day you get to go out to a range and shoot somebody else's ammo, especially if you ever have a chance to find any. So any day on the range is a good day. This was a great time for all of us. We had quite a mixture in this class. Some had never touched a gun before. Some had grown up around them and were very proficient. And then the most of the class was somewhere in the middle. It was amazing that by the end of the week, even those that had no experience shooting, we were all shooting together, and we were all doing a fantastic job. We were able to hit, each member of this class was able to hit a steel target at 50 yards with a handgun. I don't know if any of you are aware of this, but you're aiming at a target that's about the size of my torso. 50 yards away with a pistol is not an easy feat to do, yet everyone up here was able to successfully do that and successfully complete the mandatory qualification with exceptionally high scores. EVOC, the class of driving cars fast and hard, and then being told to drive them even faster. This was a blast. Just like with shooting, it's never a bad day when you get to drive someone else's car as fast as you can, or at least as fast as you think you can. We went out to the airport south of town. So luckily for us and for you all, we weren't driving around the streets having to dodge cars. We just had to dodge cones. Some of us were not very good at that either. But by the end of the week, we were all very sad to leave the smell of burnt rubber and the sound of squealing tires behind. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to have spent the last 16 weeks with these great individuals and friends. And I hope for only the best of you moving forward. I look forward to working alongside many of you who currently have jobs in the area. And I look forward to those soon to be new hires as well. This community needs you. As I close, I want to read one last item. But before I do that, actually no, I will read this. I'm going to read one last item. It's called the Policeman's Prayer, or sometimes called the Final Inspection. I wish all of you well, and I hope that your careers are long and uneventful, minus the fun story or two from time to time. The policeman stood and faced his God, which must always come to pass. He hoped his shoes were shining just as brightly as his brass. Step forward now, policeman. How shall I deal with you? Have you always turned the other cheek? To my church have you been true? The policeman squared his shoulders and said, No, Lord, I guess I ain't, because those of us who carry badges can't always be a saint. I've had to work most Sundays, and at times my talk was rough. And sometimes I've been violent because the streets are awfully tough. But I never took a penny that wasn't mine to keep, though I've worked a lot of overtime when the bills just got too steep. And I never passed a cry for help, though at times I shook with fear. And sometimes, God forgive me, I've wept unmanly tears. I know I don't deserve a place among the people here. They never wanted me around except to calm their fear. If you've a place for me here, Lord, it needn't be so grand. I never expected or had too much, but if you don't, I'll understand. There was a silence all around the throne where the saints had often trod, as a policeman waited quietly for the judgment of his God. Step forward now, policeman. You've borne your burdens well. Come and walk a beat on heaven's street. You've done your time in hell. To finish this speech up, I wanted to recognize, I already mentioned them in my speech, but Mr. Storm and Jamie. It is a common thing to happen in the law enforcement and the military background to give what are called challenge coins. They are a token of expertise and of a job well done and of merit. So on behalf of this class, Jamie, Mr. Storm, could you please come up?
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that.
And the class came up with these challenge coins, which I would like to give to them now in front of you all as a signal, as a sign of their excellence and of completion of this course. So as I come in front of you, if you would just please stand up as I give that coin to you.
Thank you, Josh. That was an excellent speech. And you can tell he pondered over that for quite a while. And I think you did a great job, so I'm proud of you. I would like to show you a compilation of photographs put to music that was taken over the period of the semester. And you'll get to actually see some of the things that Deputy Pearson was speaking about. This presentation was put together by Jamie Reed. And so I hope you enjoy. Just have them come in front of us right here. So ladies stand up here. At this time, I'm going to present the certificates of completion and letters of acknowledgement of the tasks completed during the academy. So I'm going to call these up in no particular order. So, Logan Taylor. Well, congratulations. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Trajan Rodriguez. Good job, Trajan. All righty. Great. Thank you. Well done. Caitlin Ramirez. Congratulations, Caitlin. I'm proud of you. You did great. Hugo Plancarte. Congratulations, Hugo. I'm proud of you. You're doing very well. Josh Pearson. Great speech, Josh. You did really well. I was impressed. Jeremy Osborne. Great job, Jeremy. You did very well. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Cody McBride. Thank you, Mr. Cody. Bailey Kemp. Bailey, I'm proud of you. You did great. I'm glad you were in the academy. Tristan Kanister. Good job, Tristan. Thank you. I'm proud of you, man. Thank you. Well done. Tanner Hughes.
Thank you.
Tanner, you've come a long way. I'm proud of what you've accomplished. Cameron Hairston. Great job, Cameron. Mitchell Goodman. Good job, Mitchell. Thank you. I'm proud of you. You did great. Brandy Fresquez. Great job, Brandy. You did really well. Brent Fott. Great job, Brent. Mr. Storm. Well done. Thank you. I'm glad you're in the academy. Matthew Dodge. Congratulations. First time having you in the academy. It's the first time we've seen him look so clean all semester. Joel Camacho. Great job, Joel. Thanks. I'm proud of you. You did really well. Appreciate it. So let's give one more hand to our graduates. So I have three more awards I'd like to talk about. These awards are earned by the students. So the first award I want to talk about is the top driver. So this was at the range, we did this last day. This was completely based on speed, how fast you could negotiate several obstacle slalom course, high-speed lane change, going through a set of curves and S-curves, backing into a garage, coming out of the garage, and doing a couple more evasions, and then do an aggressive stop. We'll just call it aggressive. And it was all timed. And then they took the best of the 2 times, and that was our top driver award. And in this competition, it was very close. I think Twin Falls County should be proud that both of their deputies were 1 and 2, but the top driver award goes to Cody McBride. Come on up. I'll show the audience if you can zoom on that. Congratulations. He does not get to keep this. This goes in the classroom.
Can I look at it?
You can look at it. See your name right there.
There it is.
Good job, Cody. The next award is our top shooter award. And this could have been won by any of several people out on the range. In fact, there was 2 people who shot perfect scores. It means they didn't miss the target at all, which is pretty unusual. But it just so happened that at the qualification is when it counted, and our top shooter is Josh Pearson. Deputy Pearson? I'll show you your name. Congratulations. Well done. So the class knows those 2 awards because it was in front of everybody. What they don't know is the outcome of the next 2 awards. So first, I'm going to talk about the academic award. So all semester long for each topic, we give an exam. And the accumulation of those exam scores determine top academic score, or top academic student. And it was very close. So over the course of the semester, there were 6 people actually going back and forth for the top academic student. So it was that competitive. And I think any one of them, based on very few changes, could have been the top academic student. But as everything else, it comes down to one person having the highest GPA. And that person is Mitchell Goodman. I'll show you your name. Here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good work. Nice job. And then the last award is our physical fitness award. And most people assume that this goes to the person who's in the best shape, and that's what you would traditionally think. But this award was designed and implemented before I came to this program by Brett Reed. And I'm glad he focused on that, not the person who was the most fit, but actually the person who improved the most. And so that's why we award this now, or give this award now, is to the person during the academy that Jamie and I both agree improved the most over the course of the semester, and who we will believe will maintain that fitness. And I've had several names on here I can look through in the past who have gone on and are still great athletes in working out, and so they've taken what we taught to heart, and they've implemented, because when you choose this career, you choose to be fit, is our motto. And so I think this person is going to exemplify that going forward. So our top fitness award winner is Trajan Rodriguez. Trajan has changed his body type over the semester, and I'm proud of what he has accomplished. If you could see his fitness scores from the very beginning to the very end, he's improved immensely. And I might throw in an added word of thanks to Airman Dodge for helping him with that endeavor. They were up, 6 every morning? 5:30 every morning, going to the gym and working out. So I'm proud of both those guys. So well done, team. I get to take this off. I should have done it while I was doing the awards, shouldn't I? This concludes our ceremony. I wanted to thank you all for coming. And again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. And I know there's several hundred people who are watching online. and it would have been great to have everybody here. I think we could have, based on the input that I had of people who were watching, we could have at least filled this bottom section if we had had the ability to do so. But we do what we can, and adapt, improvise, overcome. It's one of our mottos for the semester. So again, thank you very much, and this concludes our ceremony. So have a great evening.